After having a legendary sophomore season, not going to the league shocked pretty much everybody. And the only way to justify my returning back to Virginia Tech for my senior season is to pick up where I left off. And I'm doing that here in the second quarter with a pick 6. And at the time, it just felt like the right thing to do. A lot of guys are returning and we were just one game away from a national championship appearance. So when you take everything into account, you really look at it through a different lens. Did I really make a bad decision? I know the league is the league, but come on, we got a real good chance of going all the way this season. And if we can come out, ball, and dominate the way we are now in week 1 as the number 1 team in the country throughout the remainder of the season, I think we can complete our goal. But when it comes to the media, I was called everything under the sun when I didn't decide to go to the league. I caught 35 picks. I was guaranteed a shoe-in to go number 1 in the draft. So not only did I return and win a national championship and be here for my guys and just go all the way, I'm out to prove everybody wrong. And last season, everybody knows I was the king of multi-pick games, and I'm going to continue to hold up that crown as we're blowing these boys out. They got to put the ball in the air. And this season, I'm about to put my entire skill set on display, whether it's press man, zone, cover 2, whatever. I'm going all out. And I also want to showcase my ability to flat out make tackles in open space. But the one thing that's going to separate me from everybody in the draft when that time does come is my ability to attack that ball. I've already separated myself from every DB in the country, but when you can open up a season with 4 interceptions in a single game, you just different, flat out, and ain't no denying that. If you've been tapped in, you know what I did to Maryland last season. Went absolutely crazy. I think I caught 3 or 4 picks against them as well. And even though it's a new season, it's still the same old me dropping back in man coverage, playing way off. But I already know what time it is and what they like to do, coming down with my first pick here in the first quarter. And I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't get burnt at all last year, but something that's new to me that I haven't really experienced in a long time is getting absolutely toasted over the top for a TD. Now we're trailing. They have 14 points here towards the bottom, the back end of the first half, trying to get these boys off the field. They pick up a first, but I do lay a big hit. Plays like this are exactly why you stay home and play your zone. I shouldn't have been way back there, but I could have been in position to cut this ball off some way, shape, or form, or even keep him from throwing it. But even when my defense or myself screw up on the back end, you can trust and believe the boys up front gonna make something happen. They get the strip sack here and take over. And now as we're 1 minute away from going into the fourth quarter, I've been waiting patiently for my next opportunity to make a play on that ball. I just missed one right here. Outside receiver does an inside release, nice and slow, and then he takes it upfield. I know where he's about to go with this. Corner route, I'm all over it. I get a nice pick as I walk out of bounds. And with the third quarter coming to an end, we're still trailing by 5 points, trying to put ourselves back into this game. I trust and believe in our offense though, but ain't no amount of trust in the world is going to put points on that board. They're going to have to go do that themselves, and they fail to do that. We take our first loss of the season here in week 2. To my knowledge, this is the first time in my career that I'm playing SMU, and out the gate, they bust one open towards the end of the first quarter to get into the end zone. And it's been a lot of talks around town calling me the cover 3 go ball merchant, but little do they know I get active in man coverage as well, picking this one off on the post route. And I continue to strap things up even down here in the red zone, putting hands on this receiver, getting physical at the line, but my guys on the other side getting active, coming away with a pick of their own. This is a prime example on why I love cover 2 zone. I can bait anything underneath and sell that look and get over here and make a play on the ball, but here I make a huge mistake by misjudging. And it's just plays like that that live with you throughout the entirety of a game, just a hair short of coming away with that pick, especially on the dive. I'm selling this one so well, playing way off like I'm not even trying to play man coverage. That's the look I want to give this quarterback, and it works out to perfection. And I get another chance here in the fourth quarter with a 20-point lead to make a play here in cover 2 zone, and I mess it up once again, but I secure the tackle this time around. Stack formation, super close to the sideline. There's only about one place the quarterback can throw this ball if he targets my guy, which he does. You know I got the pick, taking it back upfield, wanting to get into the end zone to completely cap this game off, but I do get caught short. But SMU refuses to go away quietly. They only have about 40 seconds left on this clock, but this receiver's taking off up the field, going full speed. He's taking off, getting in for a touchdown. Last week's loss dropped us from number 1 to number 10 in the country. Getting a win this week should definitely help our cases to jump back off in that top 5. Never in my days as a college football player would I think I'd say that Stanford right now was undefeated, 4-0, and for some reason they're not ranked. And as they open up things here in the first quarter on 2nd and 5, down here in the red zone, they fumble and they mess up their golden opportunity. But then they come right back just a possession later, march all the way down the field and get into the end zone. Their running back, he did his thing on this one, I ain't gonna lie. And this entire first quarter has been the same song. We haven't been able to score, and they just continue to march up and down this field. And here we are with a golden opportunity of our our own, playing off here in some zone coverage, but this ball was thrown so perfectly I couldn't even make a play on this one. Touchdown. And anytime we're in cover 2 zone, you know I'm looking to make a play. My eyes are peeled for the ball to come my way, which it does, but it's snatched away by a teammate. That's like the second time that's happened this season so far. But one thing about it, and two things for sure, I'm gonna get mine always and forever. Second quarter, the first half is coming to an end. I get that interception to put the ball back into the hands of our offense. And that red zone opportunity that I messed up that resulted in a touchdown, yeah, I'm gonna get that back. And you know that here on 2nd and 6, dropping back in that zone, I cut this ball off to perfection, have a decent return. Let's go. And as I get back deep here, I almost had a chance here to pick off this ball. I was just a little bit too deep over to the left of my zone, getting towards midfield, making a tackle. But as I continue to try to bait Stanford's quarterback and just test his ability to put this ball where it needs to be, he shows me that he's the real deal, putting this ball in a place that I literally couldn't contest. In them last couple of minutes of that game against Stanford, I didn't get to play. We took the loss and my shoulder wasn't feeling right, and even to this day it still feels a little iffy. I'm not sure if it's the way I landed when I try to dive for the ball or whatever the case may be. It's one of those weird non-contact injuries that just really is going to bug me throughout the remainder of the season. And then we come out here against Louisville and I'm getting toasted. We're number 10 in the country at 2-2. Is not looking good for us if we can't bounce back this week. And then they continue to hit me with these short and quick routes that I could easily pick off and take home for 6. But even with a bum shoulder, I'm still going to try to get active and get very handsy at the line with a smaller receiver, but he quickly teaches me a lesson about speed, something that I thought I had a whole bunch of. Even though I'm getting toasted in coverage, I'm still getting active when it comes to tackling today, probably one of my best tackling games, period. And I've made a few mistakes in coverage today, but I won't make one here. Cover 2 zone, I peep the inside release, knowing it's going to the corner. You know what time it is. Give me my first interception of this game, and I'm trying to do everything I can to tear away and take it back. And even with me coming through an interception, I'm still having somewhat of a bad game, but we do hold a 3-point lead here in the 4th quarter. I refuse to sell like I did last week. And usually with a speedy receiver like this that's punished me all throughout this game, I get back with no hesitation. But once again, inside release, they go back to all reliable, and I'm getting back to myself with another pick. And I know Louisville saw what happened last week. I got tried and gave up the touchdown that ultimately cost us the W, but this week trying to launch it towards my side on 4th and 18, your final chance to win this game. It's not going down like that. No way, no how. It's nothing worse than opening up the defensive drive and you claim to be the best defensive player in the country and you get beat over the top for a touchdown. But all players mess up. We ain't gonna stress it. We ain't gonna worry about it too much. We just gotta shape back, now down 7-0 in the 1st quarter. 2nd and 6, running back takes the handoff, a clean hole, but you know what? I'm gonna fill that gap coming through Blaze and land a big hit. Back here in my favorite defensive look, they go with a trip stack and this receiver runs a route right to me. I pick him up. This ball could have been picked off easily. Sometimes I underestimate how fast these receivers are. If this ball was thrown any better, he would have rolled this one off into the sunset. I make a mistake getting way too far back in my cover 2 zone, but I come downhill, lay him out, cause the fumble. We couldn't recover in bounds. And I'm pretty sure this is what NFL teams and scouts want to see more of from me, man. Coverage, dominating, still being able to get picks and just make plays on the ball in any situation. And I don't care if you're lined up in the slot, tight to the line, split out wide, I'm gonna do it every single time. I'm showcasing my full skill set like I intended to start this season, coming away with another pick. And we're getting absolutely destroyed by Syracuse right now. My offense non-existent. Defensively, the other side is doing terrible. Syracuse came to town and they handled business. The Orange was not here to play. They take us off the map. If I'm not mistaken, last year we kicked off the season against Clemson and lost, but this year it's a whole new season. 3rd and 5, 1st quarter, interception, give me that, let's go. Offense went and made it happen, picking up a touchdown, putting the first points on the board. Now we're trying to get these boys off the field once again, trying to capitalize and take off early. When I see that stack formation, I'm always in attack mode, man. Coverage, I come down, full speed, dive and pick, putting our offense in the best position possible. They go with the touch pass to one of the receivers to my side. I blow him up on the sideline, completely laying this boy out. It's one thing to be a ball hawking corner, but when you can absolutely turn any look for a QB into something that they think is an open receiver, you can take over the game in a moment's notice. I got a deep zone here on 3rd and 1, but just like that 2 receiver stack, this trips bunch always gets my attention. Now here in the 4th quarter, I'm just experimenting with different ways to play my deep coverage. I'm lined up outside the numbers, just testing around, trying to see what I can do. Clemson is going with the hurry up. We switch to man coverage at the last second. I pick up the tackle, but after he picks up the first. We made it to overtime. Offense went and took care of business, and now in man coverage, I'm gonna step up for my defense and for my team, securing the pick. And I'm feeling like Jalen Ramsey right now. If you've noticed, my dog never kneels a pick out no matter where it's at, no matter what the situation is. I'm feeling the same way. A 74-yard pick 6 to put it away in this overtime thriller. I'm feeling like him right now. Them boys from the U that made that trip this week, they 6-2. We better come to play or they gonna embarrass us. If you want to talk about great press man coverage, here's a solid example here. Get my hands on them at the line, getting physical, trail them. I got my inside leverage, not giving them too much depth. And like I said before, that's been my goal my whole career, but especially here in my senior season, is to be a jack of all trades, do everything at a high level. Man coverage before we head into the second half, I got the tight end. He does beat me on the outside, but he's throwing this ball towards my boy Cinco, coming away with the interception, taking this one all the way back to the crib for a nasty pick six. We do have the lead just before going into the second half, but I'm almost certain this was a touchdown saving tackle. I don't think I've ever seen a running back split out wide and run a route this crispy, but how about my guys getting to the back, causing a fumble, then jumping on in the end zone for the safety? See, I believe sometimes I put way too much trust in my speed. I'm lined up outside the numbers, trying to bait. We got the lead. I'm just trying to experiment and try something new, but my teammate comes through and saved me. I'm getting back in man coverage. I whip my head around. I see a back stumbling. You know what type of time I'm on. No gloves. I'm going crazy, knocking this ball loose, and I fall on it for the recovery. No matter what my responsibility is, if I peep something, I'm going to act on it. I see this receiver underneath wide open. Not only do I get downhill in time, I just missed the pick by a hair. I think it's safe to say, and I can speak for everybody, nobody thought that the U would come to our house and get blown out by a 30 ball. Playing Notre Dame is one thing, but on the road, yeah, we're probably in for one today. I'm not gonna lie. They've already put points on the board and we go scoreless throughout the first quarter. Now we're trying to do something to get these boys off the field, but they continue to make big plays. And Notre Dame has some really underrated speed guys on the perimeter. This overall receiving core is actually really decent, trailing this guy all the way up the field. It's 3rd and 8, dropping back into my zone. A much needed clutch interception to put our offense in a good position. Hopefully they can put some points up. They do go and put up some points, but not exactly what I had in mind, but that's okay. Playing some great man coverage here. I see the inside release from an outside receiver. I know it's a corner route. That's a pick all day, every day. Knowing my early struggles in man coverage throughout my career, now seeing as a senior that I'm absolutely dominating, it's pretty beautiful to see how much my game has evolved. But we just can't seem to get ahead of Notre Dame at no point in this game. They continue to make the plays that they need to make sure that they have that one step over us. And with the clock winding down, they're in the red zone. They have an opportunity to pick up the first and kill the clock. That's exactly what they're going to do here. A 5-point loss on the road, a win that we needed desperately to improve our record and also keep us in contention to try to make it into that college football playoff. When it comes to the heavy hitters in the ACC, ourselves and UNC, we're both underperforming this season. And I guess today is just the battle of the two underachieving teams out of the ACC. Somehow we're still ranked number 8, so we still have a lot to prove. We do hold a 7-point lead here in the second quarter, now in some man coverage off at that, and this receiver makes an insane catch. I don't know how I didn't catch this pick or at least knock this ball down. And I can already tell today will not be my greatest. Back in some man coverage on an island with this receiver, not only do I misjudge what this ball is, a touchdown is given up on my behalf. And I'm not sure bro's a senior or whatever the case may be. He's trying to make a case on why he should be drafted. He's going all out on me today. And to be honest, I have taken somewhat of a mental dip, seeing that the team isn't performing as well as I thought we would this season, and it's my senior year. And usually in situations like this, I play this coverage perfectly in the red zone, giving up my second touchdown, misjudging this ball, a great route ran, and an even better ball. And with us already being down, North Carolina holding the lead, a chance to get them out the field turns into another touchdown opportunity for them, and they cash in. And make it back-to-back road games where we take a loss, and then on top of that, 2 games in a row we lose by 5 points exactly. After 2 back-to-back road game losses, the only thing on my mind here at home for the first time in a while is to get back to my playmaking ways. Without a doubt, last week, hands down, was the worst performance I've ever put on tape in about 2 seasons. Multiple touchdowns given up, 0 picks. For us as a team, our main goal, especially finishing out the season after things are taking a turn for the worse, is just to win out. What I've been trying to ingrain into my own mind and even in the heads of my teammates is forget last week, forget the week before that, and any prior losses. And above all else, we cannot disappoint a home crowd, a packed out one at that. It's 3rd and 22. The third quarter is about to come to an end in about a minute. Everybody knows this ball is about to get aired out, but throwing it my way, that was a terrible decision. Don't know why he did it, but I'm gonna make him pay, outrunning the entire offense to the end zone for a pick 6. And that's all it takes for me. Just like that, I'm feeling like myself once again. My head is clear, my mind is right. I'm ready to finish this season out strong. And believe it or not, we're ranked number 15 at 5-5. The college football playoff is still on the table. I mean, it will take a lot for those dominoes to fall in our favor, but we went out, a few teams lose, we could climb our way up into one of those top 12 spots. And with this blowout already in full swing, finishing this game out the way as a defense that I would always love and appreciate with the pick 6, but not from me, from my dog Jalen Duke. We got our rival Virginia today, and we're just one spot away from being ranked high enough to squeeze into the back door of the college football playoff. Never in my life would I think I'd play expert textbook man coverage, especially in the red zone, and drop an easy go-ahead pick. But just one possession later, I'll be leaping my way into the sky to snatch this ball down, putting our offense in the red zone for themselves. Hopefully they go put some points up. And I'm telling you, bro, I've been fantastic in zone my entire career, but this man coverage has been my focus, and it shows. Another pick here in the first half. But with this trips formation, they're not stacked, they're not bunched, but they're very tight. I could have definitely jumped this pick and took it to the crib, but nonetheless, a good tackle is a good tackle. Not even lined up inside here on man coverage, stacked right on top of my receiver. He does get the step, but I'm in perfect position to cut this ball off, but I don't secure or reel in the interception. And look at them boys going with the two receivers stacked. Got that number one wide out over here on my side. I don't get through to get there in time to make the big play on the ball, but I blow this play up. So you're down 4 points in the fourth quarter. Virginia on 3rd and 23 decides to go with the tunnel screen. I'm taking that all the way to the house. It was a super delayed throw. He made a huge mistake. Off to the races I go. Big time pick six. You have a pretty decent lead here in the fourth quarter, but if you ever thought or even questioned how bad I wanted to make it into the college football playoff, trailing this receiver all the way across the field, securing an interception and taking it back, outrunning everybody for the huge pick six. Two of them things. This game has already been signed and sealed, but I can't lie, the only thing on my mind is wondering, are we going to squeeze into one of those top 12 spots, and can we actually make it into the playoff with a 7-5 record? And sadly, but completely understandable, the answer to that question is a big flat out no. We won't be competing for a national championship this season, but on the bright side, first team All-American, your boy done secured those honors. And to take a look at my career, the numbers, my journey, and when you look back at it all, I really went crazy, gave the game everything I could at the collegiate level. This year as a team, we fell short of our ultimate goal, but me personally putting up nearly 30 interceptions, having the most tackles I've had in a single season of my entire career. With all that being said, what team do you think will pick me up in the NFL draft?